Right, hi guys, I'm here with Will.
Hello.
From Ducati Cambridge, and he's going to run over some bits and pieces on the Ducati Monster 821, and then I'm going to go out for a little run.
Cool.
So over to you, Will.
So this is new Monster 821 in the nice yellow colour they do now, which looks fantastic to be honest in this sunlight. Key
Lovely.
Changes are colour screen on the 821 for the first time. So if you use a Monster 1200, 1200S, you'll be at home on the 821 now. Also comes with the fuel gauge and gear shift position indicator, which is what everyone wanted, to be honest.
Sounds good.
Horn.
Horn.
Want to go through your menu? It's the indicator cancel button, as any other Ducati is.
Yep.
Hold the indicator cancel button and it gets it in. I'd suggest keeping it in sport just because the throttle is nice and snatchy.
Yep.
It just feels like it's got a bit more of a pickup. Everything else is standard Ducati from how you're used to, really. This one does have a few bits of carbon, some nice indicators. Yeah, new daytime running light.
Indicators. Is it like the same as the
Lights the same as the
1200?
1200S now. It's in essence, if you took off the 821 badge, it's a 1200 body. Redesigned exhaust. It still sounds good.
Guess no single-sided swing arm.
No single-sided swing arm on these ones.
Standard shocks.
Standard shocks.
It's good. It does look good in yellow.
It does. It really glows. It's a head turner.
Yeah. Power's the same as before. Same engine.
It's same engine, just Euro 4 now. So it's about 110 horsepower. You have lost a bit of the noise from the original 821, which is a shame, but it's still
yeah, because that's the new addition
absolutely
to the bike compared to the other one, and obviously the foot pegs are now different.
Foot pegs,
That's one of the main changes now.
separate pillion foot
Where
pegs.
your heel was not
Everyone
getting caught
asked
on
for.
the
Yeah, it's
which
a
is
Ducati.
far better.
They have listened and they've improved it absolutely. So you've still got the kind of the Monster idle on this bike.
It sounds alright for a standard type.
It does, yeah, it really does. It's still the loudest of the Monster range in standard. Which I think everyone liked about the old one.
It's good. Right guys, let's go for a little run on the old 821. So yeah, I have ridden on the old model, but not this one. So just thought I'd give this a little run out. What is it, Ducati? Oh, Kestrel, be careful, you're going to get squished. So yeah, anyone probably that's new to Ducati and is looking for their probably first bike, I think this is probably a great machine. Not stupidly powerful, but powerful enough. I think it would be awesome as a first bike. Pretty comfy, feels really nimble. Feels so small after the Africa Twin. It's interesting riding this and then after test riding the 1200 a while ago. This obviously isn't anywhere near as powerful, but it feels good. It's a good bike. It's definitely got enough get up and go. I've so got the wrong helmet on for this bike. The wind's lifting the helmet off the top of my head. Bloody hell, the sun is so bright. It's just nice that the roads are dry. Yeah, this has got enough power for a first bike. It'd be pretty good, definitely. Really good. So there's not much to say about this. It's comfortable, it's fast enough. Yeah, if you're used to a 1000cc bike, this isn't going to feel fast enough. But I think, yeah, it's really, really good. The mirrors work, the screen's brilliant. It's definitely got enough get up and go. What I was doing at Ducati, I was going over the finance for the Monster, just some bits and pieces. The V4 is going on the road in about a week, so maybe next week I will go back over to Ducati and test ride the V4. I nearly took the multi-strider out, the 1260, but I thought it's really windy, and I thought I might as well take this out for a little run. For a bit of fun. The thing this hasn't got, I guess, the main thing that I would miss on this over 1200 is the quick shifter and the down blipper. It hasn't got either. I think you can spec both of them on the bike as an extra, which you probably would want to do. I think there's no question. Once you've ridden a bike with a quick shifter or a down blipper, you don't want to be without it. It's definitely an option that I would pick. This hasn't got many extras on it. I think it's got the LED indicators from the options list, and I think that's about it. Oh no, look, it's got a carbon ignition surround. I don't know about any other bits, the hugger and stuff, I'm not sure. Right, I've no idea where I am. Where are we going? Oh no, I've gone the wrong way. No. I'll turn around up here. It's funny on Tickover how noisy it is. There's a lot of muck around. Right, I think I need to go this way, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, this will do. But I was just chatting to Will, and I think they're going to start filtering the new screen from the V4 and the 1260 multi onto some of their other bikes. And this will be their lesser quality screen, I think. The suspension on this seems a bit nicer than the 1200 Monster standard suspension. Not the S, because that's full Öhlins. But this just feels a little bit, it's not so jarring. It's not chucking me off the seat. Yes, we're in sport mode. It definitely goes alright. Up here I had 5 deer run out in front of me last year, somewhere. I nearly pooped my pants. It was just up here somewhere. No, this is a really impressive little bike. Some would say, how do you justify the extra money spent on the 1200 compared to this? But I love that 1200, the power, just the looks of it, the single-sided swing arm. It's got coronary ABS, quick shifter, down blipper. Just the whole package to me is more what I'm used to, definitely. Gearbox on this is, I think I don't know how many miles this has done. I'm not going to start fiddling with the screen. It's not a good idea. It's just lacking that shoving the face that you get from the 1200. super comfortable. And I love it in this yellow. I think I probably may have gone for this on the 1200 if it was an option. I think it looks awesome. Absolutely awesome. So I'm in sport mode, I'm in third gear. There's no drivetrain shunt, it's just smooth. Just from any revs. Roll on the throttle, smooth as silk. Yeah, I think I just missed the power. Oh my god, what a stench! Oh man, roads are filthy. Right, Mr. Van, you stay there, mate. Yeah, dead right. Yeah, this isn't the ideal road conditions to take any bike out, but it's not too bad. It's the driest it's been for a while, and it's actually 13 degrees. You know, that is amazing. Oh, this little bike goes. I love it. Whoa, hit a rock. Wow, this helmet is not good on this bike. It's trying to get ripped off my head. Should have took the peak off with the screwdriver before I went out. Not to worry. There's some good deals on at the moment on some of the monsters. I'm not sure which ones. There's some low APR deals. If you give the guys at Cambridge a call, talk to Will and see what deals are about, because there's definitely some good deals to be had. I think I'm right in saying. It's funny on this bike how you don't get any wind on your chest. It must flick up from the screen. This little bike's brilliant. Feels like a toy. I don't think this bike would suit anyone probably over 6 foot tall. I think it would feel a little bit small. It suits me fine. My feet are flat on the floor. I'm only 5'7". It's a turning circle like, pretty good. See, this bike's definitely built for someone with a smaller frame. I think if you're a big guy or girl, I don't think this would probably suit. It's quite a compact bike, but as I always say, you never know a bike until you ride it. You have to get out there and go for a test ride, no question. Starting to get weather-wise a little bit better, a little bit better. Yeah, this route I'm on now, I know this route, so it's my little test ride route. I'm not going to bother taking this on a dual carriageway motorway. It's completely pointless. It's not designed for that kind of thing. It's designed for back roads like this and just hooning around. I'm sorry if the session camera's a bit skew with. I've mounted it on the bars and it's not exactly straight, but I can I'll get it right when I take the V4 out and the multi. Still a bit damp in the shade in places. This does sound really good. Another little thing that I've spotted on this, it hasn't got a slipper clutch like the 1200, because you'd have the clutch reservoir would be sitting there, and they don't even have the front brake reservoirs, a square one on this, not the cylinder type. I actually prefer this one, it looks a bit neater. You can actually mount a GoPro onto there as well, so, which I can't on 1200 because it's a different type. So yeah, I'm just trying to think of anything that's different to this than the 1200, apart from obviously the cost. But I'm impressed by this suspension. And I don't think rider aid wise it hasn't got wheelie, anti-wheelie control, other bits and pieces. It's got traction control and ABS, that's all I can see on the screen. So it's quite a basic bike, but for the price I suppose you could compare this to the lower end street triple. I think MCN did a test the other week on this and the Triumph, and one guy preferred this to the Triumph and one guy preferred the Triumph. He'd rather have this in his garage because it looks nicer than the Triumph, but it's just horses for courses. It's just what you like and what you don't like, how comfy something is. Right, let's go back this way. I think this takes me back to Harston, I'm not sure. Not been this way before. We shall find out in a minute. I can feel a bit of heat coming off the heat shield down here from the pipe, but that does it on the 1200 as well. I'm in the wrong gear for this bike. I've got, stupid enduro boots on, jeans, silly helmet with a peak, massive winter gloves. I wasn't geared up to ride this bike. I'll have to get the proper gear on when I ride the V4 hopefully next week. Looking forward to that. And I will get Will to run over the spec of anything I ride, because I don't know what I'm talking about. I know how a bike feels and how nice something is, but I don't know. I'm not good at explaining the spec and stuff. It's not my forte, shall we say. Yeah, the weather's just starting to get a bit better. It's a nice view from up here. It's just starting to get a little bit milder, but then Sunday it rained. Just get off and have a look at the bike. Yeah, looks good. Oh, so muddy. Oh, bloody muddy feet now. Right, through the Ford. Oh, roll on the bloody summer. When the weather's actually nice and dry. Right, not giving this full beans because it's new, so they're still running it in, so I wasn't trying to go about 7,000 RPM. I want to come down here when it's bloody icy in the winter. Woohoo! We're used to the indicator being lower down on the Africa Twin. I'm not used to it being that high up. It's funny with this bike, I guess it's so new, getting in neutral is not easy, but they all seem to be the same. You can get it so there's a little dash between first and second, but it's not neutral because the letter N hasn't showed up. So it's just it's very tight, the gearbox, very new. So to recap, anyone after a small, fun, powerful enough bike, maybe their first biggish bike, definitely go and give this a go, because I think you'd love it. I feel a bit forward because I'm used to the Effica Twin being up sort of like that, but it's everything about it, the riding position is spot on. I think they've got it right. I think Monster are celebrating their 25th anniversary this year, something like that. I can't remember exactly. So they've been around a long time, and I think the Monster S has got twice the power of the original Monster. That's crazy, absolutely crazy, crazy. Damn, the sun's low. Even my peak doesn't block the sun out. It's so low. So fingers crossed for nice weather next week. I shall be on the V4. So it's only to 6,500 RPM, and it's got enough shove, definitely. Get over, for God's sake. See that car that's on my over the white line? That's why always keep on your side, and around that kind of bend, just keep away from the centre. It's just not worth it. I think Grandad approved of the yellow Monster. I met a lorry around that bend once, and it was right on my side of the road. Lethal. Right, let's get back to Ducati, and I've had a little fun ride out on this. It was good. So yeah, not a huge improvement over the last model, but they've tweaked it enough. The foot peg thing is massive. That's such a big change to anyone that had ridden the previous model. It was terrible. You couldn't get your foot comfortable at all. I haven't even got big feet, but it sort of pushed your heel out. There was the heat shield from the exhaust. So that's the biggest thing on this that's changed, definitely, is the foot pegs. As Will said, Ducati have listened to the public, and they've actually done something about it, rather than sticking two fingers up and saying, oh, we don't care about that, because I think they lost sales, no question. But now this will be a good seller. Right guys, just left Ducati, had a fun little ride out in the 821, very good bike, quite basic for a Ducati, but I did just ask Will, and you can fit a quick shifter stroke down blipper to the bike, that can be retrofitted at the garage, so that's really good. Look at the traffic. I ain't sitting in that cruddy traffic, that is for sure. Perfect. Right, so as I was saying, yeah, you can fit a quick shifter down blipper to the 821. That would make it a far better bike, in my opinion. Definitely. Did check, it hasn't got wheelie control, it's just got basic this, basic that, but it's a great little bike. And as I said, there's a finance deal at the moment on them, so give Will a call at Ducati Cambridge and he'll sort you out, he'll look after you. Great guy. And next Tuesday I'm penciled in, hopefully, if the weather is like this or better, fingers crossed, to ride the V4 Panigale. If the weather's not brilliant, I could ride the 1260 Multistrada. So yeah, I don't know, weather dependent. If I can't, then I can't, doesn't matter. They're going to be opening Sundays again in a couple of weeks, so could probably get out and ride something then. It gives me more days to get over there, with the only one day a week that you actually can get out there when the weather's alright. You're very limited. And Will has I think he has every other Tuesday off, he said. So yeah guys, so it's just a quick, went to do some paperwork. While I was over there I thought, I'll jump on a bike, saw the yellow 821 and thought I'll give that a blast round the countryside for 25 minutes or so. But it was muddy, wet, greasy, not great. This feels huge compared to the Monster. Absolutely huge, humongous. It's about the Monster. There's like stops there. This is about another 2 foot of bike in front of you. Okay guys, right, I'm heading home for a cup of tea. Hopefully the next video you see will be me on the V4 Panigale. Yeah, sorry guys, I haven't got the other camera mounted on here. I didn't mess around with the mount. I couldn't be bothered to set it up, so it's only me looking this way. Anyway, I'm off home now. Alright guys, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next vid. Cheers.